Hello, 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 everyone. It is Teresa from Teresa's Spot for all things art, where I love sharing art from my heart and teaching you how to create a little joy in your life through some simple and fun art projects. Hello, everyone. Let me move this window over. Let me get this window up. This way I can see comments and we can get started. Hello, everyone. Nice to have you. Why won't this close? There we go. Okay. So, hi. When you hop on, let me know where you're watching from and we are going to get started painting. I've already sketched out my canvas. It is just a giant pumpkin. It's actually, let me move this over a little bit. The same pumpkin from the one you can see behind me right there. But I'm going to paint it very differently today. Yeah, that's it, differently. Okay, back again. So let me get out a little bit of this. I think it's linen. I don't know. Where is the color? They write the colors on some of these. Oh yeah, linen. So small. I was organizing my paint. As you can, well, you really can't see because I got a ton of decorations up and whatnot. I got paint everywhere, you guys. Paint brands, paint colors, paint types, you name it. I got paint. Hi, Tracy. How are you? Feeling much better, are you? That's good. It's hard to shake, ain't it? Hard to shake. So, yes, I have tons of paint. Way too much paint. So I was going through it and I was like, oh, here, I need this color. I was going to just mix brown and white. And then I was like, oh, here's linen. I can just use that. Hi, Pam. How are you? So I'm getting out a few colors for my background. My background is going to be stripes. Let's turn you guys so you can see what I'm doing. There we are. Oh, can you see that? There it is. My background's going to be striped. So I don't get confused. My background is, well, I named it T for tan. I did these lines with the ruler, and then I put G, T, G, T, G, T, G, so I would know which stripe was green and which stripe was tan. You guys, I will start chit-chattering away here, and then before you know it, I'll be like, oh, that stripe's not right. This helps me. It's not like, here, it's not like I'm guaranteed to not make a mistake, but this will help. So I do all I can to help myself as much as I can, right? Can't remember everything. We make lists, right? So let me do this because, of course, I always forget to do this part too. And I will get started painting. I know you don't want to sit here watching me fiddle-faddle. Fiddle-faddle. Oh, my husband loves fiddle-faddle. Anyway, I'm going to pick up some tan. I'm going to need the brown too, but I'm going to pick up some tan first. And I'm just going to start painting in my tan stripes. I'm not worried about them being perfect. I'm never really worried about anything being perfect, actually. There's no such thing as perfect. So I had a friend that used to say, there's no such thing as perfect this side of heaven. And whether or not that's true, perfection is overrated, you guys. You know what? We all just do the best we can. And that's it. I don't, why is that there? It's having a weird time seeing the comments. Okay, I understand. You guys, if you're commenting, I can't see them. So I apologize. Okay. So yesterday I had a paint night at a new venue. If you saw my live this morning, I was nervous, y'all. I mean, you guys might think, so she's been in Craft Round the Clock for a year. She has this online paint business. Seems quite, well, I probably seem pretty confident when I hop on here, right? And I'm like, oh, welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, no. So I had a in-person paint night last night at a new venue. And I guess because it was a bit of a new venue, I was so nervous, y'all. So nervous. Until I got there and was all set up. I guess really I was worried about my setup mostly because I'd never been to this venue. I accidentally sort of, between me and the venue person, overbooked it by a couple of painters. And when you're painting an 11 by 14 canvas at a table, a couple of painters makes a difference. But when I got there and got set up, I was like, oh, I think I can do this. So I had like 20 minutes to spare after I was all set up. And that's when I was finally able to breathe. Okay. So with this painting, as you can tell, I am doing the edge. I'm wrapping around. You probably saw me doing the top edge. I'm going to do the bottom edge now. I'm not going to paint this whole thing in because our bottom is almost like a tabletop, I guess. And it's going to have a lot of other things going on. So I just want to base coat this in here for now. And that's it. So let me wash my brush. I have started using the 2-cup method, which I just mixed up. I use 1 cup with soap, and then I come in here and use the other cup to rinse off. And I feel like it keeps my water a little bit cleaner. I do change my water every day. I know that's extreme. I know there are people who paint and paint and paint and do their water like every 3 days, once a week, once a month. I don't know. I can't do that. When I'm done at night with my painting, I take my cups, I take my plates, I take my brushes, I go into the other room, and I wash everything. And it all goes on a towel. When you wash your brushes, they should not go upright. They should lay down. I know a lot of people think that you're supposed to put your brushes upright in like a cup or your utensil holder. That is not the case. They should lay down flat. You don't want to get any water stuck in here. Oh, it's several times a day. Yeah, I don't... Hey. Hey, Dylan, I miss you. Hi, Brooke. That's the way to be, Dylan. There you go. You got the perfect girlfriend. She's working and you're hanging out watching painting. So, Fatima, I think it's Fatima. I don't change my paint every day. And I like better now that I'm using this 2-cup approach. But I do clean my paint every night. I don't understand how people, their paint water, I don't understand how people don't change their water every day. So I saw a sneak peek of a new email that's going out for Beard and Wild Tours in Costa Rica, and it was gorgeous. Who's ever doing your marketing, Dylan, is very, very talented. Makes me want to drop everything and come right to Costa Rica this week. So, what do you think of these colors, you guys? This totally popped onto my radar. She's laughing so hard. This totally popped onto my radar. Oh, look, I missed that little piece. And I loved it when I saw it, because I was like, this morning I'm like, well, what am I going to do for Craft Around the Clock today? And here we go. So I like this. And this is just color blocking. This is just base coating. I'm doing the stripes in the back. I have to get a smaller brush and do that little part in there next to the stem. So anyway, back to last night. It went well. I would say out of the 18 painters that I had last night, I had never met 10 of them. It's a good fellow that I'm sure you know very well. Yes, yes it is. Yes, it is. Yeah, so that's exciting. 10 painters last night that were new to me at my new venue. I was very excited. They asked me back, so I have to email her and give her a date. I was a little busy today, so I didn't get to that. It's not about giving her a date. It's more about picking a design for the date. So I'm going to take care of that when I get done here. So she wants to book for October and November. So hopefully, October's a little tight now because it's going to be October. I'm already got quite a bit booked for October. But if we can work it out, we will. Otherwise, you know what? We just have to move to November and we'll do something in November, me and her. But it was good. Nice restaurant. Lots of fun. And it all worked out. I actually like going to new venues, even though I get extremely nervous. Don't know why, but I do. Let's move this. There we go. Okay, like I said, this is the table down here. I'm just taking my green because I can, and I'm mixing some in here as well. There we go. I'm going to wash my brush. I love this green too, Pam. It is Hauser Light, I believe. Yes, Hauser Light Green. It's a little lighter than avocado. It's a nice green. Yesterday I painted something really cool because it was more Halloween. This is also one of my favorite greens, but it's a bit much for this painting. Lime green. Look how cool that is. Look at this color. It's a folk art color. Isn't that just so fun? But that's really bright. It's really pop. And that's more for Halloween. And it was for a Halloween one I did yesterday. That will be, I did that for an event. And that will be up on the YouTube soon. Let me get a smaller brush. You guys follow me so when it is ready to share. The event starts on October 1st. It is called Collaboween. A blogger, this Southern Girl Can, coordinated this Collaboween, and it starts on the 1st. And I don't know how many of us. I think there's about 24 people sharing Halloween art. So that should be really, really fun. Okay, got my backdrop done. I'm going to put out some orange and some yellow for my pumpkin. Did I say Mountain Ridge? No, I did not. I said Hauser Light. Hauser Light Green. It's not focusing, but that's what it is. It's Deco Art Hauser Light Green. And I'm putting out Spice Pumpkin, which is my favorite orange of the fall. And this is cadmium yellow. I like saffron yellow and cadmium yellow. And I'm going to use the same brush. I'm going to double load my brush, orange and yellow. I'm going to come in here. I'm going to start painting in my pumpkin. I love these colors together. I want to get a nice edge over here and go over my pencil mark. Yep, did it. Okay. And I'm just double loading, and I'm doing the same thing one side as I do to the other side. I want my orange to the outside, and I'm coming in my beginner one stroke series. I have a tutorial. The bonus actually in the series is painting a pumpkin. My series teaches you how to do a couple of beginner leaves, one stroke leaf, wiggle leaf, heart leaf. Heart leaf is one of my favorites. And then a 5-petal flower, a daisy, and a sunflower. And then the pumpkin for the bonus. And there we go. There is my base coat of my pumpkin. I just want to smooth out any ridges that I have. Get my paint nice and smooth and blended. And there we go. Let me come up in here a little bit. I could get a smaller brush to do this part, but I'm not. So we don't have to fret. Okay, there we go. And rinse. Rinse and repeat, right? Okay, now I'm going to put that in there. I'm going to go back to this small brush I had, and I am going to get out a little bit of brown. Okay. I'm going to get some brown. And this is not a good brush. I would not use this brush for anything important. Look at the hair on it. See how it's got bed head. It's got fibers sticking out. This is not a good brush. But it is good for what I want to do back here, where I want to just make this fake wood, and I don't care about my lines being perfect or anything. So I don't care. I'm just using it to scrub in, almost dry brush in a fake wood background. This brush, I would not use this brush for lettering or detailing or anything, but I can use it for this. Thank you, Pam. And then I'm going to get out some dark green. I'm going to do the same thing. I see that. Thank you. You like it, right? Pura Vida. Can you see this one too? No, you can't see the other one. The other one's up here. So, Pura Vida. Life is good, especially in Costa Rica. I heard you have an important appointment coming up too, Dylan. Good for you. That's exciting. Okay, this is Hauser Dark. So this one is Hauser Light. There's also Hauser Medium, and now this is Hauser Dark. It's a very, very dark, foresty green. And I'm using this cruddy brush, the same exact way, and just adding some texture to my background. I don't want anything to be too patterned. This is all just random, almost like a fake wood background. I'm using light pressure. I'm putting that in there. I know, Dylan, I can't wait. We're gonna have a blast. So I want this to be dry brushed almost. I don't want it to have too thick of a texture. So I'm just very, very light stroking in the back. Thank you, Mickey. All right, I'm gonna wash my brush again and do the rinse. Okay, I could change this brush if I wanted to. We'll see. If it starts getting my stem all crazy, I will change it. But if I can control it somewhat, I will. But if it starts being a nuisance, I'll get a new brush. It's weird how, so reds, jewel tones, oranges, yellows, they're all quite translucent. I know that. I get that. I've seen it. I don't understand why brown is translucent. I don't understand why sometimes when you paint brown, you need multiple coats. It's the weirdest thing, I feel like. So I have to let that dry a little bit. I'm gonna go back to my big brush. I always am very particular about drying my brush because you don't want, if you drop paint on your painting, let's talk a little bit here. Let's move this over. If you drop paint on your painting and you have, like if I drop my brush or I have paint someplace I didn't want it, or like one of these stripes is too dark, I could fix that. It's easy enough to fix. But if you have water up in here and when you go to paint and it runs out, it's much, much harder to fix. Yes, you could dry it up and you'd have to go over it, but it just seems to, I don't know, become such a nuisance. So I'm very, very particular about drying my brush. I know a lot of people just are like, okay, and then you dry your brush, and that's fine. I am I'm an over brush dryer, or an overly brush dryer, I'm a dryer, I don't know, whatever. But anyway, yeah, so I'm always trying to dry my brush as best as I can. All right, I want to have a nice straight line under here. So I'm using my brush on the chisel edge. That's why I said I didn't care that my pumpkin, I mean, my lines are guidelines, but I don't ever fret about getting colors over the line. You know, when you say, don't color outside the lines, it's okay if you color outside the lines when you're painting. It's totally okay. Because it's easy enough to go back and fix. I might add more green back in here. We shall see. I want the darkest area to be in the middle. That's where our pumpkin is making the most shade, right? Let's just pretend that our pumpkin is sitting down here and it's making shade on the table. Okay? A little dry brush around the sides, just so the sides somewhat match. So, you guys, oh, I left the paper inside. If you guys are not in my group, I have a group. Like, where's my paint? Yes, dry as possible. Yep. I have a group. You guys may know it. It is called Teresa's Spot for Step-by-Step Acrylic Art. I do a painting in there once a month. I provide a supply list and a tracer. And no, using a tracer is not cheating. If you don't want to use the tracer, you don't have to. I feel like using the tracer helps. I feel like using the tracer is, I knew what you meant, is a good starting point. Why would we not use the tools that we can use to have the effect and be as successful as we want in our paintings? So yes, all my painting, all my kits come with a tracer and a supply list. If you buy the complete kit, you get a pre-traced canvas. But anyway, tonight we are doing a Halloween gnome in my free group. And so if you're not part of my group, it's Teresa's Spot for Step-by-Step Acrylic Art. And tonight, I don't know if it's at 7 or 7:30. Either way, it's Eastern. Sometimes it's at 7 or 7:30. I apologize for not knowing better. Okay? And tonight is that one. So even if you don't want to come tonight or you can't come tonight, they're in there. Hop over. You have to answer a few questions to get in the group. And then you're in, and there are over 24 complete videos in there. Hello, Sue. There's over 24 complete videos in there with a tracer and a supply list and a video, step-by-step video of me walking you through the painting. So I'm going to get a little white now. I don't know if I'm going to put the white in the green sections. I might just leave the white and the brown in the tan, and then leave the black and the 2 greens in the green. I don't know. What do you think? Adding a little bit of highlight in here. Yeah, I think so. All right. I'm going to start outlining. I want to turn this around. I'm going to start outlining my pumpkin. And what I like about this design that I found in one of my groups is that we're outlining, and like you saw I did like these curvy lines. We're going to do the same thing for the pumpkin. We're not doing totally straight lines. We're curving them a little bit. It just, I don't know, weird, right? It's just something different. It gives it a whole new look. And I like it. Plus, for you guys, beginners, it's a little easier. You don't have to worry about having enough paint in your brush and making one swoop with your brush. All the recordings are in there, Mickey. go over there, hop into the group. The group is free, and everything is available for you. They're in guides by the month, and you can get your supplies and pick whichever one you want to paint when you're ready to paint. So anyway, back to this. Look how fun that is. I'm using my little pinky here to help control my brush. You don't have to worry about a perfect line or being able to pull a perfect line. I'm just giving a little bit of a wave as I paint. It just adds a little, look how fun that is. Look how fun. Carol, I'm live. You're not watching the replay, honey. I guess you're used to not seeing me. But I appreciate all that effort to put that in there. Thank you so much. But here I am. Is there another line there? There's another. I'm going to put another line here. Ready? And tonight is the free group, Carol. Okay. And I'm just going to swoop. And then do this side. And then we want to okay. I think that's good right now. Just adding a little bit of detail in here. Not too much, just a little bit. I'm gonna wash my brush. Okay. I'm gonna stick with my liner brush. I'm gonna grab some white now. We want to add some white highlights. Ooh. A lot of times if I'm doing my highlights like this, I'll be a lot gentler and softer. This pumpkin calls for strong white. The black is really thick. My curly lines are thick, and I feel like my white needs to be thick. Lots going on in here. Up from the bottom. There we go. What do you guys think so far? Cute, right? Cute, cute, cute. So, let me wash my brush. Ooh. This is deep burgundy, I think. Yeah, deep burgundy. I'm going to need a little bit of this. Oh. Can you guys hear my answer machine? Who else? By a show of hands, who else has an answer machine? It doesn't always come through in this room, so that's weird, right? Who else has an answer machine? Anyone? It's the blood bank. They want to see if I want to donate blood. But I cannot donate blood. I have been exempt from donating blood. It's weird that they would come on. So, I'm going to add some white to that. So yes, let's turn you guys around for a second. So you guys, I am exempt from donating blood. It used to scare the bejesus out of me. I am a big fat wimp. I did not like to donate blood, but I did. I did it because I felt it was the right thing to do. However, you guys, this is what a coincidence. So painting was my therapy. Painting saved me. My sister was stolen away in 2016. No, she was not abducted. She got a rare and fatal illness called CJD. You can Google it if you like. And she was gone within weeks. And so, because of that, me and my family are not allowed to donate blood anymore. So, but it is what encouraged me to start painting again. It's what encouraged me mostly to bring painting to y'all. It was one of those things where art helped me, and I felt like if art can help me, and art can help me cope, and art can get me through such bad times, then maybe my art can help somebody too. Maybe there's somebody out there flipping through the interweb or whatever, and they come across me and I'm painting and I'm acting silly and I'm all, oh, thank you, Cynthia, that they're like, oh, let me stop and watch this one. And you know what? It's not a miracle, but if I could help anyone for like 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever it is, not think about what's going on in their life, then I'm all for it. And so that's why I do this. I do this because not only do I want to help others, but it helps me too. I could be having a really bad day. I mean, there have been days, it's so relaxing, right? It's so relaxing. Even if it doesn't come good, it's so relaxing. I'm anemic. Oh, wow. Yeah, I was taking iron for a very, very, very long time. I was anemic. I couldn't donate blood because I was anemic. But I would, if there was going to be a blood drive, I would like pump myself up with iron-rich foods just so I could donate. I don't know why I was so dedicated to donating. I guess it's a good thing, but now I can't, so. But anyway, yeah, there have been days where I have come home and been like, oh, I have to do a live, or oh, I'm scheduled, or oh, whatever. And it had been a long day at work, and I'm like, ugh. And then I get my paint set up. I show up because that's what I'm supposed to do. You make a plan. You're supposed to show up. Other people, are counting on you to show up. And as soon as I'm like, hey, it's Teresa, and I start painting, it's like this whole change comes over me, and all of a sudden it's like, and so it is good that there are occasions when I don't want to paint, as if, but I don't feel like it. I just want to be like, bleh. And there's times like that, but I know better, and I know it's going to help me feel better, and so I do it. Okay, I am thinking it's a pretty dry up here. I'm going to add some. I need a better brush. Remember this is the crappy brush. This is what I wanted to do the background with. I don't really care about that one. I need a better brush. Here, we'll use this one. Let me fix its hair. I told my in-person painters last night, no bed head. You want your brush to be nice and neat. No bed head. They were cracking up. Yeah, when you want your brush to be neat. You want all your fibers and your hairs to come together. See that? This has a little bit boinging out. I can take my scissors and just cut those ones off. But other than that, you want your hairs to be able to come together. Okay? And I'm going to get some green paint here. I'm going to start adding in a little bit of some greenery. So I have a little vine there. I have the dark paint and the light paint, and I'm just going to start putting on a little bit of leaves. So I'm getting dark, light, and I'm pushing down, and I'm going left and right on a little bit of an angle to my stem. Sometimes my brush gets a little crowded up, so I have to come back and start over. Okay. All right, then let's do another one out here. Again, the light and the dark. And I'm just squishing my brush. Nothing fancy about it. It's a flat brush, but when I come to the canvas, I'm just squishing it down. Here we go. And then I will take and do one out here. And you can use much pressure as you want. If I was putting a little less pressure or used a different size brush, my florals would be much smaller and more petite, but that's okay. There we go. So what do you guys think? Isn't that cute? Wash my brush a little bit. I'm gonna put a few little leaves up top. My brush is nice dry. Oh, this brush, I need to get a plier and squish it together. It keeps coming apart. This needs to be tightened up, so I'm just gonna have to get a pair of pliers when I'm done and fix that. All right, I'm gonna get this dark paint again, and I'm just going to pull in a little stem like that, and then start adding a few little leaves hanging down. Okay. Maybe. Thanks, Sue. You talking about me or my painting? I know. I tend to be a little silly. I'm pretty sure you meant the painting. But thank you anyway. So this is one of the leaves, this little one-stroke leaf here that I'm doing, that I teach in my beginner one-stroke course on my website. It comes with a worksheet too, so you can use it to practice. It's got a practice sheet as well, and I show you how to reuse the practice sheet over and over again. So now I'm just going to dry my brush, and I want to have stems in all of these leaves. Oh. And I'm just pulling in a little stem into my leaf. There we go. Okay. I love those leaves. You made them look so easy. Thank you, Pam. You know what? Aw, thanks, Sue. Once you get the hang of them, Pam, they are easy. And the beauty of them, it's the same stroke, but I can use this size brush and make them nice and big and beautiful. Or I can use this size brush and make them little tiny, like with rosebuds. Or I can use the brush that I was just using and make them medium. And it's all the same stroke. And if you want to learn how to do them, they are on my website. You can go over there and grab the video and the worksheet. I think right now the one-stroke leaf, the video for the one-stroke leaf with the reusable worksheet is $7.95. Okay, now I'm going to get a little bit of white, and I'm going to add some white highlights to the top of these leaves, and then I might add a little bit of black to the bottom. We'll see. I like to hold off until I can look at it and decide what I want to do. I missed one down here. There we go. I think I will. Sold. Thanks. I think I'm going to get a little bit of black and come right under here. Again, I'm using my liner brush. Oh, I just put my finger in the paint. Good thing I was able to realize. Now, ordinarily, just so you know, when I do these leaves, I don't add the black and the white to them. I just think for this particular painting, where I have so much of the black and white going on, that it needs it. The black and white in this particular painting is not just a highlight and a low light and shading. It is actually part of the art. And I'm going to do the same thing with these leaves over here. I'm going to come in, I'm going to add some black to the bottom of each of them. Oh, we're good on time. I might not be able to finish, but a lot of times we'll come in and outline, especially if you've watched me paint, we outline, we add white highlights to highlight some of our elements. But in this particular painting, the black and white, because of the squiggly and because of how intense my white is, I feel like it's actually part of the design. Like this design wouldn't look the same without it. So that's why I'm going in and adding a little bit of black, and I'm going to add a little bit of white to each of my leaves. And I'm just making, it's like a little comma, apostrophe, whatever it is. Wash my brush a little bit. Dry it really well. And do the same thing back now with my white. And it's okay if you pick up a little bit of the green. Just makes your white a little less white, but that's okay. And I'm just going to come in here too. I want to add a little bit in there on my stem. Same thing there. And back to my little white. So again, thank you for watching me. If you guys have not joined my free group, Teresa's Spot for Step-by-Step Acrylic Art, please do. Tonight we're doing a Halloween gnome. I think he's, what's he holding? Candy corn, a pumpkin, something, but he's clearly Halloween. Okay. And the supply list and the tracer are available. Looks so gorgeous. I love the black and white highlights. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Here it is. Let me turn that off. Here it is, you guys. Thank you. Ah, look at that. I may add a little something down here, but my time is up. I might do a little something more down here. I don't know yet. We'll see. I will post a picture. Anyway, thank you, Pam. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all your support. I really, really appreciate you guys. Have a great day. Love you guys.